Welcome back to The Blueprint, Episode 6. I'm here with Lilli Lewandowski. How are you, Lilli?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Got lots of final projects coming up and getting ready for the end of semester.
Same here.
How are your classes going?
Good. I mean, like you said, it's wrapping up, so lots of final papers, final presentations. So, yeah,
It's coming
crunch time.
It's coming on so fast. So, Lilli, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a senior here at SMSU. This is my third year here. I am studying public relations, and then I also have a minor in management.
Awesome. So, third year, senior, how'd you work all that out?
So I came in with about like 20 credits, but then I've been taking 18 credits since I started here as a freshman.
Wow.
So it's
crazy.
kind of been a big load, but next semester I'm only taking 12, so it should be like nice and easy, and we have like lots of spare time.
Only 12.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about like where you grew up and how you got to SMSU.
For sure. So I'm from New Ulm, Minnesota. While I was like a junior and senior in high school, I was touring lots of different places. But then I toured here, and I really liked like the community. And everyone was super nice. Like they knew you on like a first name basis. And then I also tried out for the cheer team when I was a senior in high school, made the cheer team, and knew I wanted to continue on with that. So came here to do that.
For sure, it's awesome. Have you always like been part of cheer in high school and everything too?
Yep. In high school, I was a cheerleader starting in 7th grade, and then I was on my high school's dance team for many years as well, and have lots of dance history.
Wow, that's exciting. So your cheer team, what else do you do at SMSU?
So I am the Student Activities Committee Coordinator. I've been in that position for about 2 years now, and then I also work for SMSU Admissions and then the SMSU Foundation.
Wow, that's a lot. Tell me a little bit more about like what you do as the student activities coordinator. Like that sounds like a big role. What do you do with all that?
Yeah, so we have 6 exec members. So my job is to kind of just like manage all of them and like make sure we're all on the same page. So we plan lots of different activities. We strive for like 2 or 3 each month, but we have some like big weeks throughout the year, like homecoming week, winter meltdown week, fall finale week, which is coming up. So we kind of just look at booking like different like comedians or hypnotists. We just had a magician here a couple weeks ago, so that was a lot of fun. Students really like giveaways, so sometimes we bring in like Build-A-Bear type of stuffed animals, give those away. We're giving away tie blankets coming up in a couple weeks. So just lots of free stuff like that to kind of de-stress students and give them a break from class.
Wow, that's so exciting. So we're in November, toward the end of the semester. What kinds of things you guys have coming up yet before the semester ends?
So fall finale week is coming up. We have a tie blanket event that we're doing then. We have some more grocery bingos. Grocery bingo tonight, actually. We have another ice skating event that's over at the Red Baron Arena. We normally have a really good turnout for that. And then we're doing some ornament engraving and making as kind of like our last event of the year to kind of get everyone in the holiday spirit.
Wow, that's so exciting. So you've been coordinator for 2 years.
Yes.
How long have you been like part of that? Just like overall, like how did you get joined into? It's called SAC, right? Is what they kind of call it. How did you get like joined into that to start?
Yeah, so it's kind of actually a funny story. My freshman year, I didn't really have much involvement with it until one of my suite mates like dragged me to a meeting. It was like in March of my freshman year, so we only had like a month and a half left of the school year. So then I was part of it right away. In my first meeting, they were like, we want you to be the rec and travel coordinator, so like the person like in charge of like all the off-campus events. So I was like, okay, why not? I have a hard time saying no to things. And then I got a call over the summer, because at that time we were going through a transition process. So I got a call over the summer from my advisor, and he was like, yeah, you're basically what we have left, so do you want to be coordinator? And I was like, sure. So I walked in, brand new. We got brand new exec members. We have some general members. So yeah, kind of just restarted it and piecing it back together.
That sounds very similar to like my story of how I got involved in things on campus. Like you just don't say no, and then you just show up to things and stuff.
Yes. Yep.
You know this, but for those of you who don't know this, I'm part of the ENactus group on campus, and that's kind of how I got started. You just show up. People drag you along to it, and you're just like, oh, I'm part of this now.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting. So how did that process work to like grow the club back up? Like you were just you. It was probably COVID time during that time.
Yeah.
How do you like build that club back up?
So it was like exciting, but like nerve-wracking at the same time. But it was super exciting because like you could have all new ideas, and you weren't really focusing on so much on the history, and you were just moving forward. So we had like new event ideas constantly coming in. We kind of like rebranded ourselves. So it was super fun. We did lots of recruiting for more membership. We started doing like escape rooms, mini golf, and like those things have never been done at SMSU before. So that was a lot of fun. And I've definitely loved like taking on the new project and just kind of making it our own, and that way we really had like the ownership in it. And I feel like it makes like me and like the rest of our exec team like much more dedicated to SAC.
Wow, that's exciting. What's your favorite event that you have done, or like your favorite memory from being coordinator for SAC?
So my favorite memory would probably have to be our trips to NACA. NACA stands for National Association of Campus Activities. So we go to that in the spring, and it's like this big conference with a bunch of different entertainers, and then each entertainer does like a 15-minute showcase. So you get to see like tons of different comedians, magicians, singers, songwriters, get lots and lots of free stuff. But we go up there for 4 days, and we stay in a hotel, and it's really just like a bonding experience. And then you get to meet all the other like event coordinators from all other schools like NDSU, Mankato, Moorhead, and then you kind of just share ideas back and forth. And that's how Grocery Bingo got started. We kind of stole it from another college, but it's always stuck. So it's times like those where it's just like you get to meet other people and network, and like I still am connected with a lot of those connections that I made. Another favorite memory of mine would have had been a couple weeks ago. We had John Cassidy come. John Cassidy is like a magician, and he did a show. And then after the show, we always take our entertainers out to dinner. So we took him to Applebee's, and he was like doing magician tricks on us. And then a lot of the entertainers, they start off there, and then they go to Nashville and make it big. And you're like, no way, I met them. Like I shook their hand. Like it's really
that's cool. So cool. How does all this like tie back to your education? Because like that's why we're here at school is education. So like, what's your major? What got you interested in that? And how does like everything you do for SAC tie into your education?
So I am a public relations major, and with public relations, it's so broad. So you can work with like graphic design, social media, which I really enjoy doing, and then event planning. So all of those things really correlate directly with SAC. I love like creating and running the SAC social media, creating all the promotions, and like lining up all of the events, working with the agencies. And my minor is management, and I kind of picked up that minor because I really like the leadership aspect and being able to like manage and like help guide people in the right direction that I've kind of got to do with the exec members, like training them in. So yeah, it's kind of all related back, and I've been able to use a lot of the SAC experiences and talk about those within my classes.
That's exciting. What are some of your favorite classes that you've had?
So my favorite class is probably Intro to PR. I took that my freshman year. It covers all of the aspects of public relations in like a semester. So you spend like 2 weeks on event planning, 2 weeks on social media, a couple weeks on crisis management, some weeks on public speaking, lots of different things.
That's so exciting. What do you do for like the admissions office or the foundations office? Because for me, this sounds like a story. Like every part of it is tying together to like what your end goal is going to be. So like, what do you do for admissions? What do you do for foundations?
So for admissions, I give tours. That's the main focus of my job. But whenever there's not a tour, we do a lot of communicating with prospective students. We write postcards, send text messages, talk with them one-on-one. And then I've also been able to create mini tours that are posted on the social media every week. So we'll like highlight the cafeteria, we'll highlight the bookstore, and that way students can go in, see a short snippet of that in about 30 seconds.
Wow, that's so cool.
And that relates with my major a lot because I love social media and it's what I want to do, so I get to dabble in that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you want to do social media. Like, what's your next step? Because graduation's going to come really quick. Yes. You got like 5-6 months here. What do you want to do after you graduate?
So I'm still deciding between a couple things. Grad school is something that I'm looking closely into. I've thought about going into student affairs because I really like working for admissions. However, I also really like the communications, public relations side of things, so possibly considering an MBA with a concentration in marketing because I love promoting and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm just looking at different grad schools, watching the job market. I think it'd be really cool to like work for a university in their communications and marketing department as well.
Well, I'm biased because I'm doing my master's with a concentration in marketing.
That's awesome.
So I graduated last December with my my degree in management in undergrad, and now I'm working on my master's with a concentration in marketing. So I'm biased, but I really like that, and I like doing it here at SMSU because I love all the professors and everything, and I like
That's
to
awesome.
keep my job in foundation. For those of you who don't know, I actually work with Lilli in the foundation's office a lot. So that's exciting. What do you do for the foundation specifically? Because like that's a huge part of the college is the foundation and how like student scholarships and everything like that.
So right now, one of the biggest projects I'm working on is the student profiles. So when students are awarded scholarships, they have to fill out like a thank you form for the donors. And then it's my job to go through all of those, like make sure the formatting is correct. I correct people's grammar, and then I put everyone's pictures on the letters too. So eventually those will get printed off and sent to the donors. And then I do lots of different things, like sometimes it's basic office work like shredding papers, delivering mail. I have helped with the gala, did some stuff for that. So every day is a little different.
Wow. Tying it all back to, because we're the Center podcast, so we're talking about innovation, entrepreneurship. What do you think, all of your stuff, how does that tie into like innovation and stuff? Because I'm painting a picture in my head of like how you created SAC and everything and how you're being innovative about that. But like, how would you tie that all back to innovation?
Yeah, so I really think it's important just to try new things and just really take a step out there. Like even if you're not confident it's going to work out, like it doesn't hurt to just try it. And that's kind of what I did with SAC and like getting these different job opportunities. My motto is just try it because you never know what's going to happen. Post-graduation, I don't know which route I'll take, but I would love to do like some freelance social media work on the side and maybe start like some contracting business freelance. So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, last question. Do you have any like advice? You kind of just gave it, but like, do you have any advice for students coming into college, students looking for colleges, things like that? What's like your biggest piece of advice to basically just students in general?
My biggest piece of advice would be to never say no. Go to the club fairs and join as many things as you can, and then go to all the meetings first time and then see what you like. Because before I got to college, I never knew what I didn't know. Like I needed to come here, try everything. Then I was like, ooh, I don't really like being part of that. And you want to still have free time in your schedule. You don't want to overbook yourself. But it's really all about making connections. And if you make connections, that's what's going to set you apart in the job market post-graduation or when you're looking for internships. Hiring and recruiters love to see experience on your resume. So that's really important, and you have all those talking points for interviews as well.
Okay. Now, final thing. How do you manage it all? You have 2 jobs. You're a cheerleader. You're part of SAC. Plus, you have been taking 18 credits, and you're graduating with a 4-year degree in 3 years. How do you manage all the stress and like just the day-to-day activities?
So I'm a really organized person. I write everything down. I have like a massive to-do list, but I kind of just take it day by day. And if something comes up, I'll be like, that can wait. So yeah, I take it day by day, write everything down, schedule out things accordingly. I'm definitely like a go-getter, and I can multitask really easily. Like I can be writing a paper and working on another assignment and like watching a video for class at the same time. So I think if I wasn't a multitasker, I would have struggled with all my time management stuff. But yeah, it just really comes down to being organized.
So biggest tip, be a multitasker.
Yeah, or be organized and prioritize things. Like I have some professors who it's like they're kind of flexible on due dates, so it's like I can wait, but I didn't get this other class assignments done.
Just kind of like figuring out which parts of your life you can kind of stretch it out and which parts you like need to get done.
Yep. And right now, while I'm going to college, I'm like, I can work hard, and then once I graduate, like I can have more time for like fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not that everything I do isn't fun. Like I have so much fun, and if I'm not busy, then I like stress out
You're
more.
like,
And like, I don't know what
am I
with myself.
missing? Like, I'm missing something.
Yeah. Like if I'm not busy, I will make myself busy. I had another job opportunity come up like a week ago. Somebody messaged me if I wanted to do like freelance social media work for them. And of course I couldn't say no. So now I'm taking on like this other job as well. But yeah, if it gets too much, I'll dial it back.
That's exciting. So how much do you think that that's going to like take up of time? Just like kind of doing that on the side and stuff. How do you think that's going to be like a lot of time commitments and stuff?
We estimated about 5 hours a week.
That's not bad. And
So yeah, it's like an hour a day.
Yeah, it's not bad and something to add to your resume.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was like, I can get up an hour earlier in the morning and do it. Or stay up an hour later at night.
An hour earlier in the morning, no.
We have cheer practice at 6 a.m., so I'm up anyways and might as well use that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So anything else that you want to add or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.